know who we are. You know who we are. We are QPR.
This week's Player of the Week is defender/midfielder Steve Palmer. Now, Steve spent 3 full seasons at Loftus Road in the early 2000s, and he played a pivotal part in helping to rebuild a strong connection between the fans and players, which ended in promotion to the Championship. Palmer had a different start to most footballers, as he studied at Cambridge University, where he got a degree in software engineering. So he wasn't your average footballer. He began his career at Ipswich Town, spending 6 years at the club, where he played 110 times for them, appearing in the promotion-winning team of 1992 and also played in the Premier League for them. He moved to Watford in 1995 for £135,000, and he became a regular at Vicarage Road during a 6-year spell at the club. He played 234 times for them, helping them to win back-to-back promotions from Division 2 all the way to the Premier League. In the summer of 2001, he became one of the first signings for QPR after relegation from Division 1. The club were in administration and famously only had 9 registered players going into pre-season, and 2 of those had cruciate knee ligament injuries. It was not an attractive proposition for a player, but Palmer saw it as an opportunity, not only to play regularly, but to use his experience to help the club rise up again, as he had done at Watford. After some impressive pre-season performances against Chelsea and Celtic, Steve Palmer was made captain of the club and made his debut on the opening day of the season against Stoke City in a game Rangers won 1-0. Palmer was impressive at centre-half, offering a steady hand to a defence who had been shipping goals the season before. He organised those around him and produced some excellent performances. With Rangers trailing at home to Port Vale, it was Palmer who stepped up to score his first goal for the club to equalise, which saw us mount a comeback and win 4-1. He got his second goal for us just a couple of weeks later, with this effort in a 3-2 win over Huddersfield.
Matthew Rhodes by the corner flag, looking to take his man on, takes it to the byline, crosses low and slow, shot comes in, ricochet, Steve Palmer, 6 yards out, makes a habit from scoring from there, and surely that's enough for Rangers to claim the 3 points.
It proved to be Palmer's best season for scoring goals. He got 4 across the season, which is double what he got in the 6 years at Ipswich. He showed his versatility, occasionally moving into midfield for Ian Holloway's side, as he looked to find the right balance for a team which was pretty inconsistent at times. We finished outside the playoffs in that first season, but Palmer proved to be a key player and a real calming influence on the team. His 49 appearances was the most he had made for a club in a single season. Now, the 2002-03 season was certainly a mixed one for both Palmer and the QPR team. He started it as centre-half as we began well, sitting top of the table in September, before the return from injury of Clark Carlisle and an injury to Mark Bircham saw Palmer move into midfield, partnering Matthew Rose. Now, he played a more defensive role, and again, Rangers were really struggling to find the right balance in the middle of the park. So after a promising start, we started to slip away, and we dropped out of the playoff picture, going 12 games without a win. During that time, Rangers suffered 2 penalty shootout defeats, firstly to Bristol City in the LDV Trophy, and more embarrassingly to Vauxhall Motors in the FA Cup. But Palmer was one of the only players to score in both shootouts. A shame that his teammates didn't as well. The new year saw a massive change in fortunes for QPR as we went on a storming run, with Palmer being a key player in the team, winning the ball back in midfield and using his experience to help younger players like Richard Langley and Mark Bircham to develop alongside him. Rangers made it to the playoff final, with Palmer leading the team out as captain in Cardiff, making his 53rd appearance of the season in what was ultimately a disappointing day for Rangers as we missed out on promotion to the Championship. Palmer was going to be vital to our chances, though, of recovering from that devastating defeat and use his experience to help rebuild and push us on to win automatic promotion. Now, his fitness levels were shown on the opening day of the 2003-04 season. It was a boiling hot day. Fans were passing out in the heat, and with Rangers already 4-0 up, players, especially veteran ones, could be forgiven for easing off a little bit as the game came to an end, but not Steve Palmer. he was still pushing forward, driving the team on and scoring the 5th goal in an incredible 5-0 win. Palmer anchored the midfield that season, winning the ball back and getting the creative players on the ball to cause problems. He was not shy of a goal either. After going top of the table in November, he opened the scoring in this 3-0 win over Sheffield Wednesday.
Gino floats that in, and it's in. Steve Palmer scores! Steve Palmer has put Rangers 1-0 up. The club captain has put Rangers 1-0 up. It was the crossing by Gino Padula. I think Dan Shitu Clark got on the decoy, and Steve Palmer had the simple task, but lovely task, of putting it in the back of the net, and Rangers go 1-0 up.
He made it 3 for the season in the LDV game against Brighton, as Rangers made it all the way to the semi-finals of that competition. On Boxing Day, we made the trip up to Notts County with Palmer scoring his 4th goal of the season in an exciting 3-3 draw. And his final goal for QPR was this long-range effort at Chesterfield, which proved to just be a consolation goal as we fell to a heavy defeat. He helped the team to recover though and slotted into midfield and also played at the back as we finally got over the line and won promotion back to the Championship. The final day win at Hillsborough to confirm promotion proved to be his last game for QPR, and he left Rangers to finish his playing career at MK Dons to complete a memorable 3-year spell at Loftus Road. Across his 3 years, he played 143 games for QPR, scoring 10 goals and getting 5 assists. 7 of his goals came at home, with 3 away from home. Steve Palmer came to the club with us on the floor after relegation, and during his 3 years at the club, he helped to rebuild the club to one that fans were proud of, giving us some of the best times as supporters, getting to a playoff final and winning promotion. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a like and subscribe to the channel.